Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scribo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. So we're going to be doing the Astrology and the Kabbalah of March 2022. Today is the 28th of February, the last day of February, and things are still very intense. We live in intense times, and so March promises to be intense, folks, and but intense in a different way, which may sound like I said that before I did. So I did do a video to start this video that I started to channel stuff. So that's a separate video. So this is the actual one that is the real Astrology Kabbalah. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about what's going on. So what I would like to do is I would like to, hold on one second, I want to start the slideshow. Hello, slideshow. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So the main the main theme of March, I think, is deluge. There's a deluge, there's a wave coming, and it's going to be a very emotional time. And I think that, as I said in my other video, I think that this is going to be a time to really sort of go with the flow. I think that's going to be important. And see where the flow takes you. So let's take a look at the numerology. So of course, the month of March is the third month of the year, and so it vibrates to a 3. It says 3 is the 3 vibration is the energy of the creative principle and allows the one, the idea, to be expressed. The creative imagination has combined with the assertiveness of the one and the sensitivity of the 2. The masculine and feminine principles have joined together in a new expression. This is from Spiritual Light Vibrations by Jean. You guys have seen that book before. It's the big black one that I like to read from. Okay, so that's the 3. Then we look at the number 6, right? The universal year vibration. 2022 is a 6 year. Before 2022, 2004 was a 6 year. And so those years sort of connect with these years. The universal year vibration 6, there is great sensitivity in the nature of the 6 and understanding the needs of others around him. We need to learn the balance between giving and receiving. The 6 vibration represents truth, order, and economy. We have the opportunity in life to learn responsibility and service to mankind. From Numerology, Spiritual Light Vibrations by Jean. I love that book. That's the vibration of the whole year, guys, not just this month. And then when we add these 2 vibrations together, the universal year with the month, we get the 9. The 9 is the energy, the 9 energy is visionary with an insight of the higher laws of life. That's very powerful, considering that we're going to have this energy of Pisces and divinity in that new moon, which we will talk about. I'm skipping ahead. Sorry about that. It is a vibration that understands universal love for all mankind, an impersonal vibration that understands universal love for all mankind. This is opening up to love. You know, it's interesting when I think about what's going on in the Ukraine and the Zelensky and the energy that he's taking on archetypically, the man of the hour, right? And it is about being courageous and standing your ground and saying, no, you can't bully me anymore. I'm going to stand because I'm in the right and I'm in the truth and I have the right to myself and my land. I matter. I matter. The I am spiritual presence, and matter. The body that we live in the world that we live in. Why do we continuously try to harm the world that we live in? We need to love the world that we live in. Okay. So the next part of this is how the vibrations, those three vibrations we're working with, the 3, the 6, the 9, how they express themselves on the tree of life. So the three vibrates the path of the Empress. So this is the tarot card associated with the Empress. It's interesting how the Soviet Union was always connected. Well, by many readers, they saw the Soviet Union, Mother Russia, as the Empress card. And I always sort of railed against that because the Empress is abundant and verdant, and it wasn't about political stuff. It wasn't about political stuff. But there's a hold on. What do you need? Okay, thank you.
You're gonna come down. That was the question.
Yes.
I can bring it up, but you're gonna come down.
Yes, thank you. Okay. But you know, it's called Mother Russia, and yet it's a country that I don't know if it's ever known the love of a mother. Like, it seems like their people keep getting smushed by these dictatorial regimes, these oppressive regimes. And in a way, the freeing of the Ukraine, I think, could also be about the freeing of Russia, and not the freeing of Russia in that, they get to just, rape and pillage the land. Not that they would rape and pillage the land. Let's say that in a different way. It's an extractive economy. And so, if we open it all up, it's like they're going to take everything. They're going to continue what we've already done, kind of thing. But I don't feel like that's what it's going to be. I feel like Mother Russia comes into her motherhood. And I think that is a freeing of the feminine that is so very powerful. So very powerful. And, the patriarchy tried to keep women down for a long time. Why do you think we have these anti-abortion laws or these crazy, it doesn't matter if you've been raped or it's incest, you have to have this baby, unless you get under like the the 3-day like window of opportunity that you know you're pregnant and you can terminate it, which is an exaggeration, I understand, but you know my point. You see my point. So that's that's the Empress. There was a diatribe for the Empress. I imagine that's what I just did. The 14th path is the path of luminous intelligence. It mediates, just let that sit, right? Luminous intelligence. Just think about that. Think about that beautiful space. You know, you ever been out like on a midnight, like on a summer night when it's just beautiful and it's like the world's alive and the frogs are chirping and it just feels good to be alive. That feeling of Eden. This is the astrological attribution of Venus, the Empress. So what Venus does in March is going to be important. Venus conjoins Pluto for the third and final time. Mars conjuncts Pluto, which is not Venus, but it happens the same day. And then they move together, and when they step their toe into the sign of Aquarius, they conjoin in the first degree of Aquarius, which is the same degree that Saturn and Jupiter conjoined at the end of 2020. So it is, in a way, a line in the sand for Aquarius, for the people. And it's interesting that Zelensky is an Aries, is an Aquarius, and he has a Sun Venus Aquarius, and he kind of started on television, and television is like ruled by Aquarius, so it's very symbolic, the way things I think are kind of how the story is being reflected in at least what I see in the numbers and what I see in the stars. It's very interesting. The Hebrew letter Daleth, which is pronounced Daleth, but I pronounced it wrong, even though I have pronunciation, which means the door. The door. What's the door? The door is a portal, stepping into a new place. This is the place of the creative imagination, the path of the creative imagination. How do you visualize the world to be? How do you want to see it? What would be like the best thing? Like the best painting you ever saw and you wanted to live there and you wanted the whole world to look like that. You know? We can visualize the new world into form. The energy is there. And it's up to us if we want to use it. The creative force that lies within us, or co-creative ability to change and co-create. We're not like doing it by ourselves, no. But spirit can't create without us, not on the physical plane. We need each other. The path of creative visualization. So one of the ways you might want to celebrate this new moon that's coming up, which is happening on the 2nd, by the way, is through a creative visualization. Think about it, like imagine your best day ever. Write it down and or record it with your voice. Oh, like tell yourself a story. I woke up this morning and the sun was shining and I could hear the dogs, in the yard and the children, whatever it is, whatever you want to see, whatever you would love for your world to look like, Some people like to ski black diamonds, not me. That's what they want the world to look like. Visualize that, you know. It's a very powerful time for that. It quite honestly is. The 14th path, or the luminous intelligence, mediates between Bina, the eternal mother, and Hokmah, the eternal father. So that's right here on the tree of life, right here. This is where the Empress sits. The luminous intelligence, the expression of the one life or the one light form manifested on the physical plane. The veil, the illusion of this path is that in pain and sorrow you shall bring forth children. This path unites the past and the future. The path found within the supernal triangle in the realm of spirit. So the supernal triangle is this, it's Kether, Hokmah, Bina, unity, masculine, feminine, the Trinity, supernal, spirit. This is the spirit. So this is on the tree of life. This path is completely in the supernal triangle, the three. It's a very powerful time for manifestation. 3. What are you going to focus your attention on? What do you want to see? The 6. The 6 vibrates the path of the lovers. The 17th path, known as the separating or disposing intelligence. This mediates between Bina, the eternal mother, and Tibereth, the son or son of God. This is the astrological attribution of Gemini. The Hebrew letter Zayin or Zion. I do that. I say it and then I realize that I didn't pronounce it the way I wrote it to pronounce it. Zion, the sword. Separation is essential for evolution. Part of the self stays in ascension while part of the self descends into manifestation. We are each a spark of one flame. So what that says is that you have your physical body and you have your spiritual body. And those bodies come together in the heart. In the heart. And humanity is that, is the heart, is humanity's lesson is to love. To love self and others. We need to come to our heart, get out of the fear of the lower chakras and move into the heart. 6 is the hexagon, right? The bees put their little honey in the little hexagonal bee things, comb, where you store the sweetness of life. Because of the work of people, or in the case of bees, little worker bees working together for a common goal. It's about community. It's about community. It's about building community. And we're building community. Communities are getting built. Connections are being made. People are getting known. Okay. The 17th path, the separating or disposing intelligence, mediates between Bina, the eternal mother, and Tibereth, the son. And this is where it is. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. I tapped when I should have not. Right here. This is the path of the lover's cord. The separating or disposing intelligence, in order to join, Separation must first be acknowledged. This is associated with Gemini, and Gemini is the energy of duality. It's where it's where humanity sees the light and the dark at its most intense, in contrast. And we had the North Node in Gemini for 18 months, just went out. Now the North Node is in Taurus. And so our focus is less about what separates us. Our focus lies in what we can do to survive. That's the energy of Taurus. How do I plant my roots? And we want security. And that security is going to come through relationship to others, not isolation from each other. And so it's about uniting. You know, we're going through the growing pains of that. Growing is not, evolving is not for the weak of heart. In fact, evolving is for the strong of heart, because your heart holds the hope of better and a better world, a better kind of life. The essence is that the lovers are the children of God, also referred to as the children of the voice of the superconscious. The veil associated with this path is each one of us is completely separate, a completely separate entity. We are born alone and we die alone. But we are never really alone. And then the 9 vibration, vibrating to the path of the Hermit. The 20th path, the intelligence of will. That's what the path is called, the intelligence of will. The Hermit is the light in the darkness. He lights the way for all seekers. This is the God within. This is the God goddess within. This is your divine nature. This is realizing that you have a divine nature. So we can aspire to the best of us, to our better angels, as Barack Obama used to say. He is the guide, but conveys the message that each one walks the path alone. So everybody's story is different, and everybody's path is different, but it is a path of introspection, where you have to be alone with yourself. Creation creation I think it's supposed to be preservation and transformation. I think it's supposed to be preservation. Oh my God, that's what it is. I'm so sorry, people. I don't know what happened. My brain went through a glitch on that one. Creation, preservation, and transformation are the 3 points which define the divine circle of eternal movement. We have been through a immense evolutionary shift now for, as I'm counting, really, really intense since 2010, really intense. And then in 2000, the eclipse of the century there, 1999, 18 it was 18 degrees of Leo, or 19. Anyway, that one. We have been, but this has been especially difficult. And we have the capacity to create beautiful things through unconditional love and going with the flow, which I really think we're not going to have much of a choice in March anyway. All right. This mediates between Hesed, universal principle of production, and Tipperet, the spiritual beauty and light manifested on the earth plane, associated with the sign of Virgo. So you have Virgo in your chart. Your Virgo is getting shook up. You have Pluto in Virgo, like many people from about end of 56 to maybe 71. Pluto in Libra. Pluto in Virgo. You were all getting shook. I'm one of them. Many of the readers are, I think, Pluto and Virgo. So we're getting shook. Power surges. You feeling the surge, ladies and gentlemen? I'm feeling the surge. The intelligence is the intelligence of will, the knowledge that you create your world with your own hand. The Hebrew symbol for hand is the word hand is yod. Yod is like a hand. It's the little like Hebrew apostrophe. It's a flame. It's spirit. You see it in the tower card. As the tower comes down, those little flames that are coming down with it. That's the yod. That's the wisdom. It's coming down on us, guys, raining down. Spirit is so close. Open up to it. Take on Zelensky is showing us how. Take on the mantle. He is acting. He is acting brave. He's, I'm sure, terrified on the inside, and he's acting the best acting he can do. And he needs our help. And we can do that through the energy, not just by giving them guns, but by bringing attention and love and to those places. And that can go all over the world. You just have to know that it's there. People have to be aware of it. And what's happening is that more and more people are telling their story. And so there's more and more to be aware of. And as we do that, as we open up to each other in that way, we become more loving. The healing is happening. The healing is happening, and it's very, very powerful. The essence is the source of wisdom is within. That's the essence. All the answers lie within if we listen and pay attention. My grandmother used to say, listen twice as much as you speak. And then you'll know what's going on. Because people always want to tell you. Even when they shouldn't, they want to tell you. That's why you can't keep a secret. The veil is the illusion of newness. In changing circumstances, the deepest problems will be solved. So you can't necessarily changing the circumstances. Don't change the problem. The problem is deeper than the circumstances around you. But the circumstances around you tell you what the problem is. What's our problem? Is it too much love? I don't think so. Oh, shoot. All that is, that was, and ever shall be. There is nothing new under the sun. The deepest, I can't read this, I'm sorry. Marriage is the divine marriage within. That's the mystery. I had something over it, so I couldn't see it. Love yourself. Love, just love, 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 love yourself, love others, love yours. It's all one big happy love ball, really. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the chakras and the chakras that are activated this month. So we're going to look at the chakras being activated this month through the vibration on the tree of life. So the path of the Empress. The path of the Empress connects the Chokmah, the Sephiroth of the divine masculine, horizontally across to Bina, the Sephiroth of the divine feminine. So it is the path between the god and the goddess. This is a very powerful path for manifestation, the Empress. And so, in a way, the oppression of Russia and the feminine in Russia is really this is a turning point. I feel a turning point for the feminine to rise. And the other day, I mean, I was watching Alina Rodriguez, and she talked about the mothers of Russia. And I got a chill. I mean, it's going to be, if it isn't already a thing, it's going to be a big thing. And in part, it's going to be the mothers of the soldiers that are dying in this war, and the mothers of the Ukraine and that whole area. There's enough scars upon that land. I mean, if Chernobyl isn't enough of a scar upon the land of the foolishness and the foolishness of what men think that they can do, then I don't know what is. So this is the path of the luminous intelligence. It activates the third eye chakra. So the path is fully in the third eye chakra. Some paths connect one chakra to another. This one does not. It's fully in the third eye chakra. Anja is to perceive and to command. To see it and to command it through your attention and your creative visualization. To create it into manifestation. What do you want to create into manifestation? Peace, harmony, justice, opportunity. There's enough for everyone. And we can actually pick the things that really matter. And so we're not spending our time going after things that are a substitute for what we really, 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 what is our heart's desire. Imagine if we allowed ourselves our creative potential. Imagine that. Well, we can get to imagine that in March. This is also something that we can apply to the new moon in Pisces. Imagination. Pisces is the imagination. And Jupiter makes it big. So think big, people. Think big. Love big. This is the center of intuition. The element here is light. Light. Our star seed consciousness. Where do we come from? We're terrestrial, but we're also extraterrestrial. What is our connection to the stars? Our connection to the universal truths. To truly see. You know, Justice is blind, so she can depend a little bit more on her intuition. Because there's the facts, that's what you see with your eyes, but it has to be balanced with the intuition of a knowing. Because you know, as I know, a deep knowing from here. The path of the lovers, the sixth vibration, connects the third eye, which is already hot, right? From the three vibration, and the heart. So seeing with the eyes of the heart, feeling with the loving minds, many ways you can look at it. This is the path of the separating or disposing intelligence. This is a separation. This activates the third eye and the heart, that path. Our vision is connected to our hearts, our vision of a heart-centered reality. How about that? Our vision of love. We sing about it. Why don't we live it? The path of the Hermit connects the throat chakra to the heart. This is the 20th path, the intelligence of the will. It is the path of wisdom, the path of inner knowing, speaking your personal truth and illuminating the path for others. The wisdom of your heart, traveling the path of the Hermit to the place where we co-create with spirit through vibration. What seeds are you nurturing and growing? Is it towards love or is it towards division? Okay, so I want to do the astrology of March, but I'm going to do that in a separate video, and it will be following this one. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this portion of the video. Please like and subscribe. If you would like a reading with me, I do that. You can contact me at my website, theseedsoftransformation.com. It'll be in the descriptor below. You can click on it and get a reading with me. It's fun for me, hopefully enlightening for you. And most people who get them really do enjoy them. And so I hope to see you in my inbox. I didn't really know how else to put that. Okay. Astrology next. See you in a little bit. Much love, everyone. Namaste.